On a sun-drenched Saturday morning, a group of 5 friends, Maya, Jake, Emily, Ben, and Sarah, packed Jake's old van for a road trip they had been planning for weeks. Their destination was the stunning Emerald Lake, known for its turquoise waters and nature trails. With a playlist of nostalgic tunes and snacks piled high, they set off with laughter and excitement echoing in the air. They cruised along the highway, the wind whipping through their hair, and the excitement palpable as they shared stories of the summer adventures ahead. But somewhere between the promises of a perfect getaway and the shimmering horizon, Jake inadvertently took a wrong turn. Instead of the scenic route leading to the lake, they found themselves winding through dense woods, the sunlight dwindling as towering trees loomed overhead, casting eerie shadows. "Are we lost?" Maya asked, peering at the map on her phone as it flickered ominously, then died. "Just a little detour," Jake reassured, though a hint of uncertainty crept into his voice. The GPS was useless in this remote area, and before long their only choice was to press on. As night fell, the road narrowed, and they spotted a dilapidated old house nestled between the trees, a crumbling relic that hadn't seen life in decades. "Looks haunted, doesn't it?" Ben chuckled nervously, the headlights illuminating broken shutters in a weedy yard. "Let's just stay here for the night and figure things out in the morning," Emily suggested. They exchanged hesitant glances, but ultimately agreed. It would be an adventure after all. As they entered the house, the creaking floorboards echoed their uncertainty, and a chill snaked through the air. Once inside, they picked a room filled with ancient furniture coated in dust and cobwebs. The atmosphere felt heavy, adorned with faded portraits of long-gone occupants who seemed to watch their every move. After building a small fire in the fireplace to ward off the cold, they gathered together, their conversation gradually shifting from fun to spooky stories. They laughed nervously about urban legends and ghost sightings until the wind howled outside, making Sarah shiver. Suddenly they heard a thump from the hallway. "What was that?" Maya whispered, eyes wide. "Probably just the house settling," Jake suggested, though he couldn't shake the feeling that they were being observed. The group decided to check it out in a show of bravery, tiptoeing into the dimly lit corridor. To their surprise, they discovered a hidden door slightly ajar at the end of the hall. Curiosity piqued, they pushed it open and stepped inside a room lined with dusty bookshelves and stacks of old journals. Here, the atmosphere shifted once more from creepy to curious. "That looks interesting," Sarah exclaimed, picking up a journal that had fallen to the floor. As they pored through the pages, they realized they had stumbled upon the musings of a local artist who had once lived in the house, a free spirit who had documented their life, dreams, and the creative process in exquisite detail. As the hours slipped by, the group found themselves captivated by the stories, sharing their own experiences and aspirations. They laughed over the artist's misadventures and felt an emotional connection blossom among them amidst the bizarre surroundings. The fear that had gripped them earlier transformed into inspiration. By the time dawn broke, they had turned an eerie night into a soul-nourishing retreat. The mysterious old house, rather than a haunted relic, had gifted them a night of bonding and creativity. They felt invigorated, tossing aside their apprehension. The experience rekindled their zest for exploration, pushing them to take risks in both their art and lives. With the sun creeping above the treetops, the group set off again, leaving the house behind. What began as a terrifying detour morphed into a newfound camaraderie and creative inspiration that would ripple through their lives long after their trip ended. As they drove towards Emerald Lake, Maya smiled and glanced back at the old house disappearing from sight. Maybe getting lost wasn't so bad after all. And just like that, the wrong turn led them to exactly where they needed to be. A place of connection, creativity, and unexpected joy.